This guy was flapping all over the place.
Really?
Yeah, this little cotter pin thing I guess came out or whatever, so. Alrighty guys, so if you saw the last video, you know we have two options today. We could race Petaluma Speedway, which is about an hour and a half to 2 hours away, or we could have gone to our local track, Antioch, which is about 20 minutes down the road. It is currently about 4 o'clock, so we're going to Antioch. Been kind of fooling around in here all day, getting some little miscellaneous stuff done on the car. She's all put together for now, and I went through the trailer and just kind of checked a couple things. The trailer lights weren't working. So I've been messing around with this for a couple hours now. Finally figured it out. Bad trailer ground. So we're going to Antioch. Let's say the least. We're not gonna make the 2 hour drive to Petaluma, and we're gonna turn some laps and see if we can get some tuning done on the car and shake all the rust off that might have been on this car from the off season. So we're gonna give that a shot and get this thing rolling here in a second. Gotta get this thing on the trailer as soon as I fix this ground wherever it is. Alright, so the trailer, the tail lights kind of work. I got one, the left hand side that works. It's only got like 3 out of the 10 LEDs that work. So we got some sort of lights. I gotta figure out the rest later. It's time to go. So I'm gonna pull this thing out and show you how we load this thing on this janky ass trailer I got here. Alright, before I do anything else, I want to say a big thank you again to Fleming Family Racing and Kaiser Mechanical Services for being our newest sponsors on the car. We got the brand new gear in the rear end, and that's the kind of the purpose of today's race or practice session, is to break in the gear properly. So again, a big thanks to Tommy and Skylar over there at Fleming Family Racing. So this is the process here. I got these wood blocks that have to go first. There's two wood blocks here, and that's to get the nose high enough up so they don't crash right into the ramp. Gets enough angle on it, and then from there we winch it all the way up. We got the winch lady right here. The winch lady. And this block right here is to get this right rear tire high enough so we can get our ramps in and out. So it's real janky. You'll see in a second. But I fixed something over here, or not fixed it, but I added something new. The last video we fixed the winch, we re-greased it all, and then I added these little cables on here. Oh, nice. Let me show you this. So you can do it from the outside? Yeah, and you don't get confused every time and switch them and it's going backwards instead of forward. I love that. So yellow is closer to red than it is black, so that's red, and then black is closer to black. Blue is closer to black than it is closer to black. Red. So now you know. And they're right there. I put some bolts on there so you can get a good grip on the jumper cables.
I like that, babe.
All right, well, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
I already had this Tahoe hooked up, so I'm gonna do a little switcheroo now. Eric let me borrow his truck today. He's out of work, unfortunately, but he might be able to make the track a little bit later today. So this is it. It's got to be high enough so I can just barely clear right here to get our rams in and out. So it sits like that, and then the front sits right over here. And I actually had a wheel spacer on it earlier. I took it off, a 1/2 inch wheel spacer, so it was sitting another 1/2 inch over. But it fits, kind of. Gets us to the track at least. Alright, if the wheels fall off the trailer on the left side, it's Eric's fault, because he packed the bearings.
Oh my god.
Alright, we finally left. It is 5:08. We're just a little bit late, but hopefully we get a couple sessions in and get this gear broken in and get some laps on the car. It's just me today. Eric might show up after work. I think Dad said he might show up after he's doing something today. Not really sure, but if not, just me and Olivia.
I was like, it's just you. Am I chopped chicken?
Yeah,
liver?
Chopped chicken.
Chopped chicken.
Well, it's just me on the tuning on the car thing. She's
I can tune the scraping of the mud.
We can tune the GoPro up. How about that?
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Alright, we're on our way.
Okay. It's the first time we're
back at a track in a long time.
I know.
How are you feeling?
Fine. I just want to get this thing shook down.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
it's
nothing goes wrong. Everything is just cherry, you know.
it's just like a, what is it, a practice thing?
Yeah. Just gonna get some laps out there. Not racing anybody. Just gonna turn some laps, break the gear and right. Maybe do a little tuning on it.
Okie dokie. The batteries are low. So
Why?
it just is.
Shouldn't be. I charged it all day.
No, it's low.
No, it's
So?
memory is low.
Oh, okay, just kidding. How did that feel?
This guy came undone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This guy was flapping all over the place.
Really?
Yeah, this little cotter pin thing I guess came out or whatever, so. I'll probably do what I did on this side over here and stick a rivet through it and turn it into a cotter pin. Alright, so went out there, just basically had a quarter throttle, trying to break in the gear the right way. So it's hard to really know what the car feels like and how it handles when you're only going quarter throttle, but this next session I'll probably go to like half to 3/4 and get a little better assessment of the car and go from there. It's getting a little bit dark, so I don't know if you can see me or not, but the last session it felt pretty good. I went about 3/4 throttle, and car is feeling pretty good. It was a little bit tight still off the gas in the center of the corner, so I just made an adjustment on the left rear bar angle. For this next session, we're going to go out there and see what it's like to track. Just kind of tacky on top and dry on the bottom with a lot of ruts and stuff in the middle. So we'll see how she feels. Dad made it. Livia's cold.
I am cold.
I don't know if you guys can see anything. It's pretty dark, but just three of us. That's it. Eric didn't make it.
There. Yeah, the spotlight.
Nice. It doesn't do anything, I guarantee you. But yeah, Eric, it wasn't really worth Eric coming, so I said just go home and live it to see another track day. So we'll be back at it next weekend with him, but until then, I'm just kind of sitting and waiting around to go out there again. I think we're going out these mini sprints or whatever, micro sprints, 600s, I don't know what you call them.
Just came back from his last race, well, what I think is his last race. I'm just gonna say his third.
I don't really know what you mean.
Well, it seems like center the car, and then looking at.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what they're talking about.
On the left rear.
Okay. So, what changes did you make? Or can you
I
talk
already
about
said
that?
it-
I don't know.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I don't care. I just made a bar adjustment. I've never touched that bar before ever, and I kind of like it. It's got its ups and downs, but there's a little bit of stumble with either the carburetor or something when I get on the gas really hard right away from like a start or something. So that's something to figure out. But I think that's probably going to do it tonight. I don't think we're going to be able to run again. So we'll see. Maybe I got some lap times. I'm not sure. That's the only thing I can go off of, really. If I was good or if I was slow, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I just made a closing video while Eric was here, and I accidentally just pressed the delete button while I was watching it. So here we go again. It's a sideline Sunday, as my buddy Adam over at Talon Willis Racing likes to say. So here we are, or here we were, working on the car again. Eric came over and he fixed the right rear trailer light. Would you know it? It was another bad ground. So he got this guy working. We got both the trailer lights working for this weekend's trip to Placerville Speedway, which is kind of a long haul for us up in the Sierra Nevada mountains. It's about a 2-hour drive. I got the tires all washed up here. As you can see, they're drying. Just washed them all out there in this grass I got to get cut. And there's the mystery chicken again, hanging out with us. Anyways, these are the tires. I'm going to show you here in a second why I think the car was not very good at the end. But just to kind of sum it up, the first couple sessions I was out there really just kind of breaking in the gear right and just not going too hard on it. But the last session, I said I was going to go 3/4 throttle on it. I was about 3/4 of the way to start off that session, and the car in the middle of the track was kind of dry slick, had no side bite, no forward bite. And then towards the end, I started railing the top, and I was 100% at the end. and that's when I really felt the adjustment working. It took, so basically the left rear adjustment we made on the bar, it took a lot of rear steer out of the car, so the car felt like it comes off the corner a lot straighter and drives down the straightaway a lot straighter, and I think faster, getting more speed out of the straightaways. So that felt pretty good. And I also felt like in the middle of the corner when I was up on the cushion, the car would rotate better on the gas and I wouldn't really have to fight it like a tight kind of like mid-corner problem. So I think we're heading in the right direction. But as far as the no side bite, no forward bite down in the dry slick, well, check out these tires. I put on the worst tires I could possibly find, so we're not burning up our good stuff for that session. So this guy was left front, not a whole lot of tread there. This was the right front. This guy's grooved down to a cord because I just want to get every last little bit out of the can out of these tires. Yeah, so there's nothing there. It's not rock hard, but it's definitely not soft. And then this was the right rear. Yep, right rear. You can see the cords. Not a good tire. I had bad tires all the way around, so I'm really attributing a lot of that problem we had in the middle of the corner and drive off with the crappy tires. So that's something we got to get done this weekend, is get a lot of tire prep done on our good tires to take to the track. And then I also found a little carburetor problem. It had a real bad stumble, like the accelerator pump wasn't working on, like you know, on like when I was getting on the gas, like a restart or a full start. And then once I was kind of yawed out in the middle of the corner pulling some G-forces, I kind of felt it fluttering too, like maybe the carburetor floats are kind of flowing over and throwing a lot of fuel down there and kind of giving me that problem. So got to get to the carburetor this week. Also, a lot of stuff to do. We're going to change the blood, get the oil change in the motor and the rear diffie oil out, check out the oil that was in there and making sure that the rear pinion and ring gear are kind of mating together and everything looks good in there. I'm sure it does. Big thanks to Tommy again for getting us that gear. And then just a couple other little miscellaneous things. We got to scale the car, do a couple more things on adjustment wise, I think. And that's pretty much it. So we'll see you this week, all week probably during it. I think Eric's gonna come over tomorrow and do some tire work, and we got a full week in front of us. So I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Also, it is Sunday, so I wanted to leave you with one little thing, something I heard in church that kind of stuck out to me. And it's a passage. Forgot what passage it was, but it was Jesus talking, and he said, if you ever feel that the world hates you, just know it hated me first. This world we live in, guys, is an evil place, and sometimes it can feel like everybody's attacking you, and from every different direction. So knowing that Jesus went through it all first and ultimately paid the sacrifice to save all of our sins, kind of just stuck out of me. So I'll leave you with that. Remember, if it's bent and ain't broken, we'll see you guys next time here on Cherezian Racing.